Us here is what he said on a podcast with Stephen A. Smith recently.
I think that people lose perspective of sometimes is we're just fun, man. We're fun, and sometimes people take it too seriously. Sometimes people get too caught up in it, but it's there to entertain, man. If you want to, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. If you just want to turn off for a couple of hours and tune into something cool that you can just lose yourself in and have a good time, WWE is a place to do it. And if you've never seen it live, I'm telling you, come to a live event, come to one of our PLEs, come to a TV. There's nothing like it in entertainment.
What if I told y'all that Triple H is pretty much gaslighting everything from the ground up to where it is now? Because I remember back in 2022 where Vince McMahon stepped down as the chairman of the WWE and Triple H took over the creative side and things were cooking. They were cooking. You know, the main event with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam in that year was the best match I've ever saw. Then the night 2 of WrestleMania 40, which you've seen my reaction, was really, really good. The crowd loved it. Everybody got emotional when Cody Rhodes won the undisputed WWE title. You know, that was one of the best moments in WWE history. But I think nowadays, last year and this year, it seems like they've stopped trying to be good. And so once TKO merged with WWE and UFC, a lot of people thought that it was going to be great. But nah. They ended up putting the swerve on us. TKO just pretty much ruined everything from the storyline standpoint. Always putting Jey Uso in the main event, shoving him down our throats and everything. That was a big no-no. And it seems like they're doing the John Cena route. Whatever guy they push, they're going to give him the John Cena treatment. And that was there something you don't want to do. But they're doing it anyway. Every time with this like a King of the Ring tournament, there'll always be a Jey Uso being in the spotlight. As much as I like Jey Uso, you got to give somebody else a chance. Like, give this man a break sometime, bro. But it's just obvious to me that no matter what they do, they're going to always shove him down our throats regardless of, you know, stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, I really do feel like, to me, this company is not getting any better. When Triple H first took over, things were great. Cool. Okay, I can rock with it. But at some point, things were not good when Raw moved to Netflix. I understand that you want to level up the violence and everything. I'm cool with it. But what you're doing to the product is not that great, bro. And that's why people like myself have stopped watching Raw or SmackDown, because it sucks now. It's way worse with... Nah, man.
And the bad product by gaslighting the audience into believing that we should stop complaining because WWE is all about fun. Then he said we should not be taking it too seriously, and I think this is the completely wrong approach. I actually fully agree with Dave Meltzer and his...
As much as I hate Dave Meltzer, I gotta give him one credit for pretty much speaking the truth on this. And that's all I gotta say.
Said, man, you should never talk like that. It comes across desperate. You're saying quit having an opinion on our product. You want people to spend hundreds of dollars on tickets, but also say don't take it seriously. If they didn't take it seriously, they sure aren't spending that kind of money on tickets. And Dave is actually spot on with that take. And the funniest thing about this is that the WWE will only say this when the product is crap, the viewership is down, and ticket sales aren't doing well. Because when the product is on fire, they love the praise. But now that it's not, you can see them getting mad at people, reacting to them. And I think Dave cooked Hunter in the WWE. Then you've also got another wrestling-related Twitter user named Alan, who also made a good point when he said this. To follow up on this, the problem isn't fun. It's the selective use of don't take it too seriously. The WWE wants to treat titles, records, returns, and WrestleMania moments like history when it suits, but when those same fans criticize the booking, suddenly it's only about entertainment.
That might be the best take I've ever heard in a while, because it couldn't be truer, more truer than before. I feel like at some point, like I said, they're treating returns, WrestleMania moments, any kind of moments like entertainment, but don't really mean anything. You know, it's almost as if they're trying to stop trying to be good. Even if they criticize the product, WWE itself will always be the delusional ones. Like how they stayed criticizing Undertaker's 6 Feet Under podcast when he brought his wife Michelle McCool on there, and things went downhill from there. And WWE got involved, it was way worse. The podcast, the Raw, SmackDown, the POE, the pay-per-views or whatever, it's not good. It's like every week it's the same thing over and over again. And that's why a lot of people would rather watch the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era of wrestling. Like, I feel like those eras made WWE memorable. You can't even do that in the PG era. Even in this era now.
Of Triple H's comments, it comes across very defensive because he sees all of the negative things people are saying about the WWE, and I think the product has been on a downward slope since they moved to Netflix and TKO gained more power, and right now it is so hard to keep watching the product, and that's the worst thing about this mindset in my opinion. It does not force you to adapt. If the WWE keeps telling themselves that the fans are just taking it too seriously and we gotta stop, that means they won't change. That is when things could get scary, when everyone stops watching. Hopefully they stop gaslighting us and improve on their bad show. They've got AAA putting on better stuff than them, and that is when you know you gotta make a change. And it's nothing against AAA, but it's the fact that AAA does not have the talent and resources like WWE. That is the issue. To make the gaslighting worse, you got WWE's biggest star saying this about Triple H and what he's been doing.
Nobody has a harder job than Triple H right now. There's never been a booker in the history of the business that has just been beloved and revered the entire time. Nobody has a harder job, and no one can do that job better than he can do it. And it's obviously something that interests me too. So I remember thinking when I got to the bus, thinking, yeah, I've outgrown that. I don't need to be having temper tantrums. I need to be helping.
Yeah, I'm not believing that. I don't believe Triple H is the most hardworking in that company, because when he merged with TKO, he allowed those people to ruin storylines and moments in WWE. And at some point, I just don't even care anymore, because Cody Rhodes, it seems like he's pretty much kissing up to Triple H. I'm like, bro, what are you saying here? Now I feel like you're just as worse as him. And I don't want to be that guy, but if Cody Rhodes decides to kiss up to Triple H for no apparent reason because the product suck, then I don't even want to watch no more. Honestly.
Now, but he's got to act like Triple H is doing a good job because that's his boss, and the face of the company will not bash his boss, especially if he's making a lot of money. But I truly believe that Triple H, Cody Rhodes, and other top employees are believing the lies that they're telling themselves. The more you tell yourself something, the more you think it's going to be true, and that is what this feels like. And look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't. TKO could be influencing a lot more than we think, and we know the more they touch things, the worse everything gets. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be real with you guys. The WWE product has not felt this dead since 2019. It is worrying when wrestlers look like a joke on Raw, but then come out with a bunch of aura on AAA. That means the booking is a problem, and that issue falls on Triple H and TKO, and something has got to change. Triple H, Cody, and the rest of the WWE can do all the gaslighting in the world, but we see the numbers dropping, and that signals that it is time for a change. Anyways,
I tell you what, if things don't change within a company, you can almost guarantee that you're going to lose a whole lot of people, a whole lot of fans, and people are going to cancel their Netflix subscriptions because of how bad the product is. So it's obvious to me that Triple H is not going to understand the fans' issues with it. Of course, he's going to double down because it's his company too. But he needs to understand and realize that fans are smarter too. Yes, there are those that think they can book matches or stuff, but they don't really know about the business. So what Triple H needs to understand and realize that if the product is bad, that means you need to change up. Change certain characters, change certain storylines, and maybe it can help elevate the product even more. If not, then this company can go bye-bye. So he can be delusional all he wants, but just know that the fans will always be right regardless. So what are your thoughts? Link to the original video down below.